So moving on, guys, and we are glad to have you on our YouTube channel today, Discovery Africa TV. So welcome to day Friday, yes, a Friday afternoon, and I want to welcome you to this YouTube channel, 13th day of June 2025. So at the beginning of things, between the suspended Kogi Central Senatorial District Senator in person of Senator Natasha Evidence, the ongoing issue between her and the senator representing Akwa Ibom, Senator Godswill Akpabio. So we began to see several reactions from some Nigerians, and they were concerned why we have a kind of low turnout of supporters, most especially Nigerian politicians, senators, and even female senators like her in the 10th Senate, where we have the kind of low turnout of people that actually came out and senators that came out to be of support to her. And you saw what happened when Senator Kingimi was on Arise TV and she granted the interview. Even Senator Natasha too was also on Arise TV and she granted some interview in respect to that and every other thing that happened. So several Nigerians were curious and they were like, why there not be some kind of female senators that should have actually come out to support her? Even some male senators, PDP senators, because she's a PDP senator, and other PDP senators that are even in the 10th Senate, you know, they couldn't actually speak that much for the interest of Senator Natasha, protecting her, you know, and all of that. So we've been seeing several opinions since this issue has started, and we've been seeing several things. So there's something that happened on Arise TV where a particular person, a man, you know, many people felt like subjects like this is not what we should discuss. They felt, you know, there are other important subjects that should be discussed in the Senate. There are a number of interesting issues that should be discussed. Issues about this harassment, Senator Natasha Akpabio, shouldn't be what we discuss every time. But the point of view is that we are trying to protect the right of females. We are trying to protect the rights of women in politics, because at this point in time, we've been seeing several women coming out to say that if something like this can happen to a fellow senator that is even a woman, who am I that is an ordinary citizen that is a woman? So it means my right, my voice can also be trampled upon. So many people are out there saying the voice of women must not be silenced, their right must not be trampled upon. And at the beginning, I made you understand in several videos I've uploaded on this YouTube channel that far behind it, that this is not even about Senator Utuara and Apoti. It's about women. It's about protecting their rights. It's about, you know, we just have 4 women in the 10th Senate, and even in the House of Rep, we have few of them. So we have a kind of community where we have a larger number of men senators, or, you know, men that are there. So if women are scared of joining politics because of the way they are being marginalized or the way that they are being treated, so subject like this, I felt should also be addressed so that in the future we can have a large turnout of women that can actually have the mind to join politics. So Ojy Okpe was on Arise TV. You know, you actually have to battle it down with that man for what he said, because the man was like, we should just discard all this issue and face something else entirely. And Ojy Okpe insisted, I think women to have a voice, they have a right, and their voice and their right must be protected. So I'll just leave you to the rest of the video to watch every other thing that played out, even alongside the other video I played. You understand? Just stick to the end and watch everything that breaks out about all of this issue, about Senator Natasha, about her evidence, about several other things that happen. I know a number of Nigerians out there are ready to support Senator Natasha. Some have been supporting her even since this incident has been happening, and some still hold on to their support, you know, waiting for her to release evidence. That until when she releases evidence, that is when we can now support her. So let me just give a kudos once again, because I've actually been appreciating everybody out there fighting for the right of women and protecting their voice, you know, because women are important in our society. Either you like it or not, you have a woman in your life, either as your wife or your mother or your sister or your daughter. Whichever one, women are very, very important. So guys, let me leave you the rest of the video. This is Discovery Africa TV. Peace.
Harassment.
Oh yes, I will read, absolutely. I will read the what are they called? The riders. Says harassment persisted despite its intervention. Urges Senate Akpabio to treat his wife with respect and dignity. Important. On top of that, just like the Akpabio story that we discussed earlier, on top of that story,
the counsel by the former Senate President, Bukola Saraki, is one that should be noted. And that is that in all this, you have to look at the integrity and the image of the institution, because the Senate is a very, important institution, just, as the upper arm of the National Assembly, in all this, that while the rights of individuals, should be protected, but also we must also look at the institutional, implication. Secondly, I'll endorse the view of Senator Ireti Kingibe that in all this, that what we should be talking about is the kind of debate we should be having from National Assembly on issues.
From the interview that she granted.
Yes, and that is why I deplore, young people, on the social media and the rest, who are insulting. Excuse me. Ojy. Yes, no. This is my own view. This is my own. No, you have expressed your view. This is my own view. Let me just say. I say I deploy because it's, to me it is insolent. Somebody was here yesterday, saying that what Senator Ireti said is quite unintelligent, is incoherent or whatever. That is our own view. Yes. Just as you have your own view to express. Yes. This culture of intolerance, mannerlessness, in the it should be condemned. Yes. People, if there is a debate, people have the right to express their own views, and people must show respect. You may disagree with people, but you must do it in a very decent, polite way. Yeah. That is the culture of debate in which we grow up. But this idea of leaving the argument and insulting the person who is making the argument, it should not be tolerated. It should be condemned. She expressed her view. There are people who may not agree with her view, and it's legitimate for them to disagree. Yes. But you don't have to express them. Because what she's saying, and I also agree with Senator Olujimi. They are talking from a very mature, experience in the position. Senator Olujimi was in the Senate.
By the way, says that the Senate is meant for the elderly.
No, I don't like the way you waited to listen to Steve. I was asking you a question, and I asked you.
Okay, I listened to you now.
What view did you endorse? Yeah. That's all I asked. Which view?
Okay,
that's
exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm very sorry about that. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Now, the view that I endorse is that, which Senator Ireti made on our rights, was that Ireti King made that the Senate should be focusing on issues. If we were having controversy, in the Senate, the disagreement, debate, and which the public should also join, it should be on issues. For instance, there is the tax issue. So if people are talking, that certain senators are taking this position on the tax bill, and some other senators have different views, and me and you are saying that we support this function, and it's more productive. So he's saying that the focus of the Senate should be on issues, and on that point, our position for me is unassailable.
All right. So are you saying marginalization of women is not an issue to be discussed in the Senate, given that there are only 4 women senators in the Senate? Is that what you're saying?
I'm
just asking. Because
I've not said. No, I have not said that. If you like to know, I'm a male feminist.
Yes. I know that.
I'm a marxist feminist. I'm telling you this.
I want to balance the topic. That's all.
I was part of the formation of the women in Nigeria more than 40 years ago. Right. I'm a feminist. So I will never support any form of oppression, or harassment of women. But I'm saying that we must draw a point, whereby the attention of a very important institution is being diverted. And like Senator, excuse me, and like Senator Saraki said, the Senate, as an institution, has the capacity to deal with this issue. You know, the one that cannot be dealt with, like Libero said there now, it's going to court. I mean, and if the matter is in court, let the court settle it.
Okay.
So that is the point. You know. So I'm saying that if anybody is aggrieved from either side, if you feel it's not a matter that can be settled at the Senate, it is go to and already suits have been filed. You know, so let the matter be settled in court, and the procedural one, the procedural one that we settle in the Senate. The Senate from from what Senator Saraki was saying, has the capacity, you know, to resolve that, and you should explore that.
It has the capacity to resolve that issue and many other. Anyways, I will take this day style, but I want to make my point, and my point is, I am quite disappointed at the fact that you don't think the issue of marginalization should not be addressed the way it should be addressed. Whether or not we are speaking... Wait, can I finish?
No,
I'm saying my opinion.
No, you can't be disappointed in what has not been suggested.
Not him. I'm disappointed at the fact that issues of marginalization should be discussed in public opinion and in the Senate. That is my point. Both, yes. Quite disappointed. All right,
it's a balance between.
This is the balance of my conversation.
Does it not bother you that Senator Natasha, despite this case the bribery issue might not be in court, but why does she engage in people call it the media trial? The other accusation she made, she has not gone to present the substance of proof of those allegations. Now she's talking about bribery and Muslim ministers and all that. Does it not bother you that it seems as if we're just moving around the same circle?
Thank you very much, my brother. I think at this point, Nigerians should be grateful to somebody like Senator Natasha Evidence. Because Nigeria has become a country that virtually everyone knows that corruption has been institutionalized. Now, if we have someone who is within the system and then begins to speak against this system, I think we, the people, the ordinary people on the streets of this country, should begin to celebrate what she is doing. Now, you know, your co-anchor said something, whether this is going to lead to the better society that we are looking for. You know, issues like this, at the end of the day, might end up metamorphosed into a kind of revolution that will birth a Nigeria that we seek. Senator Natasha Evidence, if you chronicle her story, you will see that she has been someone who has been vocal about the kind of society that she wants, the history of her political struggle right from Kogi State to when I think she contested for governor under SDP. It was a battle. She ran for Senate. It was a terrible battle to the extent that her life was threatened. A lot of things happened. So this is a woman who today, despite all of these things, was able to make it into the Nigerian Senate. And because of her chastity, it is clear that her stand is against the establishment. And for that reason, I think we should kudos to her. Whatever it is that she has been saying, the voice that the issues that she has been raising are the issues of concern to every Nigeria. It is not about whether she has brought the allegations against the Senate President. The allegation, the case of EFCC against the Senate President of 108 billion naira that is outstanding, has it been closed?
Well, how about proof? Because some people say you can't just make allegations without proof. She has made several allegations back to back, and not a single proof is provided. Some people are saying, at what point does justice come in? How long does justice take? And when should we see?
Do you expect her
at least one allegation?
Do you expect her to publish her proof on social media?
But she's publishing her allegation on social media.
The issue of allegation is for everybody to understand what is going on. If it is up to the court or whatever institutions that are responsible for investigation, I expected that somebody like Monday Ubani, someone who Nigerians have seen
as a very vibrant and social justice fighter, to be calling for immediate investigation to these issues. Senator Natasha is not a lightweight. This is just allow me a minute.
We need to go on a quick commercial break. That's why I'm trying to cut you. I'm so sorry for that, but we'll come back to you shortly. Don't go anywhere. There's more on the program. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're glad to have you back. This is FCT Brief, and we're still discussing bribery allegations and more allegations resurfacing between the political jab between Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio. Now, Mr. Sado, you were saying something before.
So I was saying I expected somebody like SN to be the one in the forefront, asking that the security or the EFCC to swing into action immediately upon such kind of allegation by Senator Natasha. Like I said, she's not just an ordinary citizen. This is somebody that was voted the best senator in 2024. So when she's coming up with this kind of allegations, it is not up to us to come and say, let's sweep it aside because she's not coming out with evidence. No, the institutions of the state should immediately be asked to swing into action. Go and verify this thing. The issues of budget padding, what have you, in the National Assembly. We have seen that a lot of Nigerians have seen the National Assembly as a cesspool of corruption. And we must be able to rid our institutions of these negative vibes. And that is why I said today, I expect that the citizens should be on the street asking questions as regards to this. It doesn't matter. We all know, it is like an unwritten rule in the national establishment that corruption is everywhere. And we cannot build a society on these foundations. And if we are getting someone like that now beginning to voice out, coming from inside of the system, we should celebrate her. That's what I'm saying.
Let me come to you on this. Coming from Senator Natasha, allegations against Akpabio, series of allegations, and like he said, there has not been any proof. You said they will be tendered before the appropriate authority. But there was also this allegation against Senator Natasha, where she was alleged to have tried to compromise an individual, that the person should take positions against Senator Akpabio. So she's not been free from it, and that she also compromised some very a former minister in Nigeria to come against the Senate leadership. You are aware of those allegations against Senator Akpabio? Sorry, Natasha.
Thank you. I think let's not mix up the issues, right? The central issue that we are discussing this morning is the issue of allegation. And I believe the reason why I'm here is to talk about this issue of bribery that is referred to as progress report. Now, I don't know if in good conscience, my brother and my elder brother, Monday Ubani, will say that the allegations against Senator Akpabio in terms of EFCC allegations, EFCC trials we don't know what has happened to it. I don't know whether he's saying that all of those should be swept away. I don't know if that is what he's saying. I don't know if the corruption in NDDC that was spoken about when Senator Akpabio was the minister, I don't know if that is why he's saying we should sweep aside. We as civil society organization, citizens of this country, all we're asking for is that, look, when Senator Shehu came out to the general public and said, this is the amount of money I've been paid as a senator, what happened? The Senate leadership came at him. He's saying that Senator Natasha is not a moral crusader, and she's not the one. She cannot be only one person amongst 100. And was Senator Shehu not just one person? What did they do to him? They almost suspended him. we have, my position is that our institutions are collapsing on the verge of the weight of corruption that has been placed on it by the leaders of this country. And we cannot continue like that. If we have gotten such an insight and information as the normal thing, the right thing for those people who are in leadership, the right thing for the leadership of Nigeria, the right thing for the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria to do at this point is to say, you know what, these things are, the mess is getting too much. The Nigerian society, the Nigerian state is becoming a laughing stock. And so for that reason, let us look for a way to recalibrate ourselves. Let us look for a way to get rid of these people. Step aside, Senator Okpe. Let us, it is not, I don't have anything against him. All I'm saying is that if there are allegations against you that is rubbishing the state, that is making the image of the nation, ridiculing the image of the nation, why would the president of the country
the question
sit down
is,
and watch those
the
kind of
question
things continue
is
to
that the
happen?
same person making these allegations have been under fire, under sanctioned by the same Senate. So it is like, I won't go down alone. Because you want me down, I'm going to just blackmail every person.
What is important to you, what is important to us as citizens of this country is expose the truth. If all the senators in Nigeria collapse, I don't care. All I want is let us have a nation that is standing. If the institutions that are corrupt in this country can be cleaned up, and if what it takes for us to clean it up is to get rid of these people, why should we be bothered about it? Why should we say, oh, because it is coming from somebody? If she is fighting for her life, and in the midst of this fight, it is exposing a lot of negative things about our society that we all want to correct. If it is exposing corruption, it is exposing sexual harassment, it is exposing power, abuse of power, abuse of office, why not? Let us deal with all of these issues. And as far as the issue of the evidence is concerned, evidence is not tendered on the table of media. Evidence is tendered almost all these cases are in court. And I expect
who alleges must prove.
Yes.
So we'll move on from that.
She should be ready to do that.
Yes. The Department of Public Prosecution has now filed charges against Senator Natasha. I'm aware that also the federal government has filed charges, and even the Nigerian police force has dismissed her petitions. What does this mean for the separate case she herself has filed against the president of the Senate and the entire situation?
No, see, the issue is the issue of the allegations of what's it called, the police, the federal government, and all that. And like I said, see, go to the media space, go to the street, hear the cries of the people. The suffocating public, they are the ones that are crying out for justice. And you see, they can use the instrument of the state to want to suppress and oppress her. But what we, the people, must do is to stand up in defense of somebody that has come out to come and stand against the bulldozer of this Nigerian state.
I'd like you to...
Whether you say there is a syndicate or anything, I'm here to speak as somebody who genuinely wants a better society. And that is what I've been doing for so many years. And so what we are saying is, if the thing is, what is going on currently is tarnishing the image of the society, it is time for us, the good people, the people of good conscience, to stand up and say, no, we don't want to build this society like this. The moral level that is expected of people who are in public offices, the expectation is high.
They will have a responsibility also to protect our leaders against blackmails.
Of course, definitely. But when you have a situation where the issue of corruption did not start with Senator Okpe, with Senator Natasha against Akpabio. This is my point. There are several allegations of corruption against Senator Akpabio. So, and that was what touched me when I was invited for this program, that the conversation is not about all these wish-washy matters, but the question of moral status of people who occupy high political positions in Nigeria.
All right, I get you. But you agree with me that there are 109 senators in the National Assembly. And then Senator Natasha seems to be standing alone. I don't see any of her colleagues supporting her in her allegations. At least if you make an allegation, 1 or 2 people should be in your support and come out to defend you. But we don't see that.
When you have, it takes courage to fight an establishment. So when you see an institution like the Nigerian Senate, it is difficult because people who are there primarily driven by their personal interests, and so it is difficult. I know that definitely behind the scenes there might be solidarities, but they would not come out in public. One of the things that we wouldn't want to see at the end of the day is that senators will come and start writing books after they are finishing their time and say, oh, Senator Akpabio, Senator Natasha was right.
Thank you so much for your contributions.